Fuck yeah! On April 1st, 2021, I ditched a career I absolutely hated to better myself and do the things I've always wanted to do. And that included my growing love and obsession with Ireland. I want to learn everything. Culture, history, mythology, music, and the language. Which, if I'm being honest, looks really hard to learn, but I'm going to give it the old Smith try. Then, of course, there is my love of pubs and the role that they've played throughout history, and no better example of that than on that beautiful, beleaguered island in the North Atlantic, Ireland. April 1st, 2026, I depart for the Emerald Isle, and for 1 year, I'll hike town by town and conduct interviews with pub owners, pub regulars, historians, town know-it-alls, musicians, and basically anybody that wants to talk to me. If you'd like to support the project and the journey, basic Patreon support is only $3 a month, but just liking a video or subscribing to the channel and following the journey is just as helpful. I'm always looking for volunteers to work as liaisons for the project too, so if you live in Ireland and know people, feel free to hit me up. This is a huge goal and I need all the help I can get. The Smitty Learns Irish Pubcast begins April 26th and will be my life's work. Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 1.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Is that when you said blowjob on the radio?
Like 10 times.
I'll tell you the story. I bought 3 microphones, but I didn't pay attention to what I was buying. It's a 3-pack.
3-pack?
Oh, I have 9 microphones. What the hell am I going to do? Interview a baseball team? I'm tired of your fucking bullshit, you know what I mean? I'm tired of all of this nonsense that I just want no part of anymore. I'm going to do my own fucking thing. Fuck all of that.
2, 1, action.
What the hell, everything?
Okay, happy what the fucking hell everything. How do we get out of here, Smith? Hey, that's how. Welcome to the Smith Hole 2.5. What the hell everything podcast with Smitty. I am he, and a good fucking day, man. I'm feeling good. I am feeling fucking chipper. I love my commute. I love the commute into the Smith Hole, man. I always pick a podcast or today an album to just jam to and get the head right, you know? What the fuck did I listen to today? I don't even know the name of the album. I know the name of the artist. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, which I am going to try to feature in some way, shape, or form on the channel because they're a band I've listened to before, and they have a new album out, and it was easily one of the more ripping fucking albums I have heard in years from any band, and it was really shocking because I've heard that band before a few times. I think we actually featured them on the Rock and Roll Roundtable album review podcast, and they're like trippy and laid back and ethereal, and this was like Caius meets Slayer, all sorts of shit thrown in. And that was my fucking ride into work today. I'm feeling good and amped up. And the word of the day that I am looking at, I always start with the word of the day. I like to learn words. Uhuru. As far as I knew, Uhuru was she the communications officer in Star Trek? Commander Uhuru?
Uhuru.
Uhuru. Oh, where is that from? Where is that from? I wonder. Freedom or independence? Uhuru.
Uhuru.
Now, I feel like I've actually heard this before. It is a loan word from Swahili, which is African, and I think I'd actually heard that Uhuru from Star Trek, her name was picked for that very reason or a similar reason. A Bantu language, which is African as far as I know, with substantial influence from Arabic. The U element is a native Swahili term roughly meaning itty or ness, while huru, free, comes from Arabic her. This Arabic term is also the source of Spanish or harar, or to save and avoid. Uhuru was first recorded in English in the late 1950s. Let's use it in this sentence, shall we? Decades of dedicated political action resulted in Uhuru for the newly founded country. Fucking A, man. I learned things today. And actually, I'm pretty sure it was something that I'd already known. You know, I like to reinforce things I already know. What the hell is going on? I'm going to talk a bunch of shit and peruse through some news stories. On the way over here, stopped at the gas station, grabbed a lotto. I don't do that a lot. I do it once in a while. I probably play lotto. And I don't play like instants or anything. I simply play, Mega Millions and Powerball. You know, if I'm going to get paid, I'm going to get paid. But I don't do it very often. I bet you I buy lotto like once a month. And I just say, give me one easy pick for Mega Millions, one easy pick for Powerball. And today, I did that. And the fucking guy at the gas station, he's like, no, you can't have lotto. Just being a smartass. And I'm like, well, that's fine. You won't get one fucking single cent from me if I win. You're not getting shit. And then he goes, yeah, if you win, don't spend it all in one place. And I just go, I am that one place, which is not true. I would totally fucking give people money. I have prime candidates in my head who I would give money to right now. Charities, I know all sorts of charities that I would give money to. But by and large, this podcast would see a substantial budget improvement, man. 100%. If you play lotto and don't fantasize about what you would do with that money, I can't even relate to you one single bit. There's people that say they would go into work. I'm not fucking going into work. I had a great week. I am loving my job right now, my regular job at Bourbon 72 Steakhouse. You know, I actually switched to waiting tables rather than bartending because the money is kind of better, and I'm really fucking good at it. This is the first time I've really been good at waiting tables. I've done it before in the past, and I sucked at it because I couldn't figure out time management. But I'm really coming into my own in that, you know what I mean, and making pretty good fucking money. And I'm really happy with where I'm at. But if I won the motherfucking lotto, I wouldn't go in on Wednesday. Not one single bit. They would probably get a phone call from the road as I'm going to Lansing to cash my fucking ticket. And then all of a sudden, we'd be in a brand new studio, and what, did Smitty win the lotto? No, the podcast is hitting. The fucking podcast is hitting, which, man, I had a really fucking awesome boost. I'll get to that. It was a fucking Smith radio. Yeah, I do want to say radio. You know, a Smith radio boner. Don't worry, I'm not getting back into radio. I've sworn that off. I still believe that. But it was really fucking cool. I had a Smitty radio boner boost, you know? It's called a tease. Let's check some fucking news. Let me go on the Reddit. And then I'll hit let's just do Not the Onion. Because I like the Not the Onion subreddit, because it's usually kind of ridiculous shit that you could poke fun at. Not the Onion. Let's scroll through Reddit and see what kind of fucked up shit we can talk about. Amazon drivers are actually just drivers delivering for Amazon. I don't know what the fuck that means, Amazon says. Keep going. Frederick Sheriff regretted signing letters to allow gun shop owners to get machine guns, court docs. Yeah, let's keep going. That's too serious. Elon Musk, blah, blah, blah. Nope. Man, none of these fucking news stories are worth a shit on Not the Onion. No more rides to hell on bus 666 in Poland. Why not? Let's take a look at that fucking story. Why not? First of all, lame. You know? I hate the fact that society caves under dumb pressures. This has to be one of those fucking examples. From Warsaw, Poland, out of the AP. There will be no more going to hell on bus 666. Hell is with one L. The bus to the town of Hell on Poland's Baltic coast has long been popular with tourists, but some Christian conservatives. Man, I fucking talked shit, just a small amount of shit on one of the reaction videos I did. And the reaction video was, it was some Viking folk music to Heilung, maybe Wardruna, stuff that I've been checking out and really getting into. And one of these fucking videos that I'm watching had all sorts of most of the Viking folk that I'm checking out are based on old pagan folk music, and they're using a lot of the same content-wise. I feel like the instruments and all that stuff. And I actually said on one of the fucking reactions, I'm like, I bet you have like some Christian conservatives are watching this. They're just outraged and think it's evil as fuck. And of course, there's a couple comments that are like, I'm a fucking conservative and I like this. Don't lump us all into one thing. First of all, I'm not lumping anyone into anything. Second of all, I have grown up around many fucking Christian conservatives, and I can tell you that there is quite a bit of fucking intolerance. Is there intolerance on the left? Abso-fucking-lutely. But my comment at the time was on the Christian right, and this just proves my fucking point again. Some Christian conservatives have protested the numbers signifying the devil on a bus leading to a place that sounds like the word hell in English. Just cave into dumb bullshit pressures. So you can't take bus rides to hell anymore? Wait, was that 666? That bus 666 will no longer be running to hell. Bus number 669 will start on June 24th. What a fucking fix. Shut the fuck up. All right. Ted Cruz weaves a bizarre scenario about Biden murdering children while listening to Pat Benatar. I think I actually saw that. And just fucking some things are not worth clicking. Fucking can no longer take the 666 bus to hell. What kind of world do we live in when you can't take the 666 bus to hell? You know? I'm on the highway to hell. Man wanted by police found in prison. He was already there. That's not worth talking about. Google it. What did I see? One of the things that happened since the last What the Hell Everything podcast is they announced Pat Sajak is going to be leaving the Wheel of Fortune. I don't know when. Probably pretty soon. He just announced his retirement. Motherfucker's been on since I was a kid. 40 years he's been on. And fucking Vanna White's been on with him the whole time. Can you take Vanna White with you, please, Pat Sajak? I mean, she has to, right? She can't continue with a new host, right? They're going to do something like, or which they should, or I don't know if they should do, but it would be entertaining to see the backlash, is to just, and I can totally see it happening in this day and age, is just to gender swap that, those jobs on Wheel of Fortune. So you have a person of the female persuasion as the host, and then there's a dude in a suit and tie spinning fucking letters. That would really just throw everything off kilter. Everybody would be like, what the fuck is happening in my world? Please take Vanna White with you. Please take Vanna White with you. I don't know how many people remember how fucking, like, she was fucking legendary in the 80s, you know? I think, when I say legendary, a fervor. She was in Playboy, or was it Penthouse? I don't know. I think it was Playboy. Pretty sure it was Playboy. And then they put her in this fucking bullshit made-for-TV movie about like Aphrodite, the goddess of love. Why I ever fucking remember this, I don't know. I remember it was a thing. And I remember seeing this movie because Vanna White was on it and hot. And for some reason, I never was attracted to her, even as a kid, up until now. I just always thought she looked dumb. Which is mean. But then I saw her in this shitty movie about Aphrodite or whatever the fuck goddess of love it was. I'm like, man, this is terrible. But she was a big deal for a while. Still is a big deal. Probably she's Vanna fucking White, you know? New York sees surge of sell my home fast surges after poor air quality. No shit. Teenage girl who pretended to be boy for sex duped second girl, court told. Oh, that's fun. What did I just see? I saw something in the Record Eagle about this very thing. In this youth baseball league, fans who mistreat umpires are sentenced to do the job themselves. How many... Is it like a sentence? Like,
you're actually getting sentenced by a court if you're an asshole to an umpire, or you're just like, hey, you're a parent. If you want to, because you're an asshole, you have to ump. Is anybody enforcing that? The point of the story is that asshole parents are going to be asshole umpires, probably. What the fuck did I see in the Record Eagle? I don't even think I can open the Record Eagle, which is the Traverse City paper. But about that very thing, about just how youth sports, at least in the United States, I don't know what the fuck, like youth soccer or rugby or any other sport in Europe or anything like that, if there's even like an equivalent to asshole parents. But I was talking to McTang, good buddy, and I could pull up this thread just so I could know exactly what he had said, but it would be too far long to go back into the continuous thread. But he had said he was at some baseball game, I think, and just a parent was a fucking asshole. Got kicked out of the game. It happens all the time. If you're taking your kid's sport that seriously, where you're just losing your mind and losing your shit on the umpire, you're kind of a terrible human. But this article, I'm paraphrasing, is something along the lines of youth sports aren't going to last much longer because nobody wants to umpire. Nobody wants to deal with these fucking bullshit parents that just seem to be getting worse and worse and worse. I don't remember it being this bad when I was a kid playing Little League. There was some sort of like decor or something. Parents would get upset with calls every once in a while, but it was very few and far between. I didn't play Little League that long, 5 or 6 years, maybe, and I don't really think I remember at all any mistreatment by parents of umpires or anything like that. But it's just fucking, it happens every day. In every town in your neighborhood, a parent is an asshole to an umpire. I don't know what the fuck you can do about it, man. Because is that the new social media world we live in? That just makes people feel like they can openly be fucking assholes? I think that could be it. That might be it. Judge orders D.C. man to stop smoking medical weed at home after neighbor sues after smell. Tell your neighbor to go fuck themselves. I don't even know how that can be fucking enforced. My last place in Cadillac, I always wanted this, and nobody ever called on me. And I felt like that's that thing, you feel like an asshole. When you're outside smoking, I can't smoke weed in my house that I was at before, so I have to go outside. And I stand right outside my door. And I bet you 2/3 of the time, there's somebody, a neighbor, behind the fence. I can't see him, but I can hear him. And every time I'm out there smoking weed, it's like, shut the fuck up. For all I know, they could be actually out there smoking weed too. But it's like, you hear this all the time, especially in places where weed is legal recently. You heard a lot about it in when Colorado was legal, in my home state of Michigan, in my hometown of Kalkaska, which is like the weed mecca of Michigan right now. You hear everybody, it fucking just smells like weed. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm still pretty adept at smelling weed, even though I smell weed. And it doesn't smell like weed driving through that fucking town. Is it like that? Do you get upset with every other smell? Just think of all the other off-putting smells. You know? Cigarette smoke. You never really hear anybody bitch about cigarette smoke. Yes, you do. Let me take that back. You never really hear anybody bitch about cigarette smells when it's in a neighborhood. You're not in somebody's smoking outside of their home, as long as it's not going in the house. Nobody really bitches about that. Nobody bitches about the smell of a bonfire or something like that, or diesel fuel or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just a smell. It just smells like other things. And fuck you. Some people just don't want anybody. The fuck was that? Some people just don't want anybody to have any fun. It fucking smells over here. Anything happening in sports worth talking about? No. We're in baseball season right now. And while I have the games on all the time, it's on in the house and it's on at work if I'm able to watch it. It's just baseball, I love having it on because it sounds like summer. You got a ball game on. I don't necessarily pay attention that often. But not a lot of sports things going on, although I can tell you the anticipation is growing for what is certain to be a stellar fucking year for the Detroit Lions. When I say certain, that's not true necessarily. I got to keep my fucking enthusiasm in check.
you know. Enthusiasm. Enthusiasm. Those on the inside will know. I saw a couple stories about the Beatles. Paul McCartney, that's what it was. Paul McCartney was I think it's done and just about to be released, used AI to complete the last Beatles song, which is weird, man. I don't know if it's your thing. You're Paul McCartney. It's your band, right? And not only your band, obviously. But, like, you have just as much right in that as Ringo Starr, who's the last remaining member. You know, there's only two guys that got to say. I'm sure Ringo was cool with it, too. But in a way, it's weird. Like, are you trying to milk everything out of it as possible? Now, Paul McCartney, if anybody has reason to try to make some money off the Beatles, it's fucking Paul McCartney, who had the rights for all of those songs fucking ripped out from under him twice. Thanks a lot, Michael Jackson and whoever the fuck did it before. So you can't fault him for trying to, like, make money. He's not poor. He's not well-to-do. But it's just they used AI to clarify John Lennon's demo vocals for whatever the name of the song is. And, like, that's, like, because I saw that and I saw a couple other AI stories that were just fucking crazy. Oh, that's what it was. Man, I wish I could. I bet you I can pull this motherfucker up here. It'll just take a hot second. But, like, that AI story, the Beatles AI story, is, like, an example of, like, some cool things that you can do with AI. And I've seen all kinds of rad, like, AI artwork and things like that. And, like, that shit's cool. But the fact that you can really take anybody's voice and make them say anything, like, I always joke about, like, how famous I am. You know, I did it when I was on the radio. I would always joke about being an F-list celebrity. And then, oh, wait a second, I had my face on a billboard once. That bumped me up to E-list celebrity. All right, stop. You want to
talk about something?
Stop. Shut the fuck up, Joe Biden. It's not actually Joe Biden. It is AI Joe Biden. But you can do things like this. And again, I was joking around about my level of celebrity, which is very minute. It's very, very low level. But it doesn't change the fact that at some point somebody could just take my shit and just be like, and make me say and do all kinds of fucked up shit. But this is a great example of how, as fucked up as it is, it's kind of fucking awesome and hilarious.
Rat's ass about K-pop boy bands or whatever the fuck bots is. You want to talk about something that goddamn matters? Let's fucking talk about how Trump and his ass lickers are trying to destroy this country.
Like, honestly, Perky Pesky Pirate is the TikTok handle here, and there's a level of genius here and hilarity, because you can just make people say the most fucked up shit and hilarious. Like, probably, I'm not even a Joe Biden fan, but most of the things he's saying here are things that a lot of people would want to say to Donald Trump.
While they sit on their fat fucking asses eating Big Macs and jerking off to Fox News. That's what we should be talking about. Not some bullshit Korean babyface singers or whatever the fuck they are. You know why Trump loves fast food so much. It's because he can shove it down his throat without having to use those idiotic little fingers of his.
Holy shit, man. What a time to fucking be alive. What a time to be alive. This is, it's just the infancy. It is in the next 10 years. Just think of where we're at right now, 2023. While AI has been around for at least a couple years, my timeline's probably off. In the last two, it has really accelerated. In the last year, even more so. I'm trying to, what the fuck was that other, it was like an AI show that the guys from South Park did, where it was Donald Trump, all sorts of AI characters. I wish I could remember the name of that, but it was fucking brilliant. And I'm just like, the shit you can do with this already is crazy. In the next 10 years, we are not going to know what's real. Some people are alarmed by that. I am not. While it is kind of alarming, it's also fucking entertaining. Because when I say, what a time to be alive, this is the craziest fucking time that has ever existed, by far. By far. This is the craziest time that's ever existed. And I am lucky enough to witness and observe what the fuck is going on in this crazy-ass world. AI, probably aliens, you know? All sorts of shit. What the fuck? Oh, man, you know what? Yeah. Let me talk about my gigantic Smitty radio boner. And when I say that, I had just such a mental boost yesterday. Things have been going really well, you know, but every time you get a nice little gift, and I don't know how many people are familiar with the Drew and Mike show. If you're checking out the podcast in this region of northern Michigan, you could know who they are, but they were in the Detroit area on the Riff, and that's where I went to high school. Was near Detroit, where the Riff was on. Legendary fucking rock station around the country of the United States. And Drew and Mike was the morning show. And when I say they are the show that really inspired me to get into radio, just the ability to talk shit and to be funny and genuinely funny and to have all these just cool bits. And they were doing things that nobody else on the radio in Detroit were doing. Sadly, Mike Clark, the Mike of Drew and Mike, passed away, I bet probably 10 years ago or so. I'm not sure. And eventually they got replaced on the Riff by Dave and Chuck the Freak, and now I don't know if they're strictly on YouTube, but they're on YouTube a lot. And you know, I loved that show. I fucking loved that show. Trudy Daniels, who was on that show, actually worked at the station for a while. She was not there most of the time. I think she was recording it from home, but she came up from Detroit to do. And this is right after I got rehired, after I got fired for bullshit reasons, and they hired me back. And when they welcomed me back, they welcomed Trudy to the station as well. And I had to drive Trudy around all of northern Michigan, going through all the towns, showing her all the things, and taking video from the road, and being like, "Oh, Trudy, this is fucking Mackinac Bridge, and this is Paul Bundy, and in St. Ignace." All sorts of shit. Went to like the local places to eat and everything. And that whole time, it was the most surreal fucking thing, because I'm talking to Trudy Daniels, and it was like the Drew and Mike show was happening in the vehicle the whole time. And my boss Mark at the radio station, right before I left, he was there. He was the program director at the Riff that actually let Drew and Mike go, and that was really a thing, because I like Mark a lot. But that was always a real conundrum for me. I'm like, you fired Drew and Mike, but you're a nice guy. But they went to the internet, and I've been following them for a while, man. I love what they're doing. I love that they're taking their show and just putting it on the internet and are totally succeeding. And it's even more inspiring now that I'm kind of doing the same fucking thing. So when I saw yesterday, I think, you go through your analytics, and you go through all your things, and you go through all your numbers on YouTube and the stats and who's subscribing. And Drew and Mike fucking subscribed to me on YouTube. I was like, holy shit. Really. I couldn't fucking believe it, man. Didn't know what to think. I still don't know really what to think. And I was even debated bringing it up on this podcast, because what if they did it on accident and found out, and they were like, "Oh, fuck that, not subscribed." But it's like I said, I've been having a lot of good days, man, and getting a lot of good productivity, and things are going really fucking well. But you get that boost, and it's a confidence boost, because guys that you listen to when you're growing up and that you look to as models for how to do these things, essentially you're trying to do the same things that they are, and you get some kind of confidence boost. But I mean, just a real, like, what's the word I'm looking for? assurance that you're doing the right thing. You know what I mean? It could be just that like radio people follow me at least a little bit just to kind of see what I'm doing. Is he going to fuck this up? Is he going to be able to pull this off? It might not be that. I don't know. I don't try to think too much about it. But it really kind of just affirmed that I'm on the right path and I'm doing the right things. And all the things I've been doing and the message that I'm trying to get across and just the belief in myself that I have. And it's, fuck, man. Just little things like that, you know, when your radio heroes are following you, for lack of a better word, and it fucking really, really helps. And made my fucking day. I used to say out loud, holy fucking shit. Drew and fucking Mike, man. And they're really just still a great show. Obviously, they don't have Mike. You know, got Bitch and Butt Mike and all sorts of things, who was a great fucking member to the show. I lost my words, sorry. Oh, boy. That was a fucking highlight for sure. What else is going on? Patreon. What have I uploaded to Patreon recently? Fucking album reactions from Biffy Clyro, The Balance Not Symmetry reaction, Florence and the Machine, How Big, How Blue, How Beautiful. I'm going to be doing way more stuff on Patreon. I'm really starting to get a groove and like figure out my schedule and when I can edit and when I can upload and how I can do all those things. And I'm getting there, you guys, and if you're along for the ride, I cannot thank you enough. That Patreon link, by the way, that's basic support. You know, that's how I keep this stuff going. That's how I build for the 2026 trip to Ireland. And you want to do that, only $3 a month, as much as $5 a month, and that includes live set reactions and nerd rabbit holes for music and all sorts of stuff. Other than that, you guys, that's gonna do it for me. This was a blast, as always. Hopefully you enjoy it. If you are enjoying it, maybe consider taking me on a commute with you. Hit up Spotify or whatever your preferred audio platform. Download it, take it on a commute with you, and make it part of your routine. Why the fuck not, guys? Thank you very much. I am out of here. Have a good one.
So long, sucker.
Good night, everybody!
I am so sorry for everything that has happened.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, all right, I'll see you guys there.
By the bar and get your face, huh? Get me paid, bitch!
Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog.
I love y'all very much. Peace out!
Good night, ladies.
What the hell ever?